Every day on this channel, I cover everything Sawyer Merritt posted on X in the last 24 hours. And here's everything Sawyer posted about today. Starting off with news that Tesla Cybercab has been spotted testing on public roads in Austin with no mirrors for the first time. No steering wheel next? And news that Tesla now has 200 Model Y robotaxis operating across Austin and the Bay Area. Number of Model Ys in the Bay Area is 158 and 42 in Austin. This fleet of 200 vehicles is now generating an estimated 1.5 million to 2 million in revenue per month. Cybercab production is scheduled to start in less than 103 days. And Sawyer posted these pictures saying the screen on the inside of the Cybercab is so big it looks like a monitor was mounted to the dashboard, lol. And another business has purchased Tesla superchargers, and they have some of the coolest designs yet. They're open to the public. Each supercharger stall has a local tree on it, up to 325 kilowatt charging speed. Charging price is 39 cents per kilowatt hour. Basically, these are white label Tesla superchargers that any business can buy, but they are managed and maintained by Tesla, and they still show up in Tesla's in-car nav when routing. All EVs that have access to Tesla's NACS network can charge here 24/7. The Pi Safe supercharger is located across the street from the Pi Safe, an artisan bakery and creamery in Deary, Idaho. Great spot at Pi Safe charging. And Dylan Loomis responded to this saying, "I want a few of these posted up in my house for decor. They'd complement our jungle/forest vibe quite well, lol. Love these. Hope the biz takes off." And Sawyer said, "Cool idea." And Big Country asked if these private ones show up in the Tesla supercharger network when navigating, and Sawyer says yes. And Sawyer reports that according to Elon, Tesla's AI 6 will be for Optimus and data centers. AI 7/Dojo 3 will be space-based AI compute. This is why Elon wants to build a big chip fab facility, because Tesla is going to need a lot of chips between the robotaxis, Optimus robots, and AI compute satellites. And news that Tesla reveals a breakthrough that could extend the life of HW3 cars. A new patent shows what Tesla wants to do. Let modern, high-precision AI models run on older, lower-precision hardware using clever math and software, instead of requiring brand new silicon. Instead of forcing high-precision data into low-precision hardware, Tesla splits the data into smaller chunks that AI 3 can handle. And this person responded to Sawyer's post saying, requires 4 times the operations though, if doing full precision multiplication. So effective clock speed is only a quarter of whatever HW3 baseline is for those operations. Elon responded to this saying, this has already been implemented and is used only for longer bit length operations, which are relatively rare. Overall compute is extremely efficient, and Sawyer reposted this. And Nick Cruz-Patain posted saying, Tesla AI 5 chips are expected to go into high volume production in 2027 according to Elon. AI 6, AI 7, 8, and 9 will happen in quick succession afterwards. A Tesla Terafab sounds like a good idea. And Elon responded saying, seems to be the only option for super high volume. And Sawyer reposted this. And Elon responded to a post that no longer exists saying, I have not sold stock for about 3 years and bought $1 billion of Tesla stock last year. And Sawyer also reposted this. And Cathie Wood in a new interview on Tesla and SpaceX IPO said this, the market is shifting its focus to the robotaxi opportunity. We're moving from 15% gross margins in autos to more of a SaaS model where robotaxi's recurring revenue model, those margins are in the 70s and 80s. On the Optimus robot side, it will be 200,000 times more difficult to get working correctly relative to a robotaxi. Nonetheless, they're starting to make waves. And on SpaceX, she said, we wouldn't be surprised to see it become the first trillion-dollar company IPO, especially now that there's a new opportunity, data centers in space. We're starting to do the modeling work on that now. And this person responded to Sawyer's post saying, Cathie Wood should work with Aaron Burnett and Mach 33 on those SpaceX models. And Aaron Burnett responded saying, she already does. Next one is underway. Cathie and team saw SpaceX as a multi-trillion-dollar company while nearly everyone else was talking about 1T max upside. And Sawyer responded to this saying, curious to see how your 2030 base enterprise valuation expectations change with the addition of data centers in space and the expected IPO. And Mike P posted saying, Tesla self-driving can literally take you from point to point in the middle of a snowstorm. It doesn't need to see road markings. It doesn't even need to see the road at all. There's currently no other company on Earth shipping a sub $40,000 consumer vehicle capable of this. None. I don't think any other company on Earth of any kind can replicate this drive. And in this video he attached, which is sped up, his wipers are going quite crazy. And Dylan Loomis responded saying, bro, your auto wipers gotta be hella squeaky on that dry windshield, no? I cannot bear it. "I'd rather click the wiper button on the wheel when I need a wipe than run autos." And Mike responded saying, "It was snowing, they weren't dry. Also, I don't think you have the option to not run autos with FSD active." And Sawyer responded to this saying, "You do. I turn off the wipers on FSD all the time." And Sawyer posted a 15-minute snowy drive today on Tesla's FSD V14.2.2.3. Great drive. And I'll leave a link to it in the description below if you want to check it out after. And news from SpaceX that the Falcon completes its 600th overall mission. Congratulations to the entire SpaceX team. And Sawyer posted this Starlink Mini review, saying, "In-motion internet is a game changer. The ability to maintain a high-speed connection at 80 miles per hour through canyons and pine forests fundamentally changes how you can travel. You no longer have to plan your route around where you can get signal for that 2 p.m. Zoom call. The passenger seat is now a fully viable office, meaning you can cover miles during the workday rather than burning your weekends driving." Moving on to The Boring Company, Tesla owner Silicon Valley posted saying, "Hey everyone, Tesla owner Silicon Valley here. I recently had the chance to go behind the scenes with Steve Davis, the president of The Boring Company, for a deep dive into the Vegas Loop in Vegas. This wasn't a quick photo op. It was a full 47-minute immersion, riding through the LED-lit tunnels in a Tesla, and hearing directly from Steve about what's working today and what's coming next. I'm posting the full long-form video alongside this recap so you can experience it firsthand. But here's the readable, what actually matters story from the tour. From traffic is soul-crushing to a working underground network. The Boring Company was founded in 2016, born of a familiar frustration: gridlock cities that can't build fast enough, cheap enough, or with minimal disruption. The premise is simple but ambitious. Reinvent tunneling to make it practical infrastructure, not a decade-long mega project. Las Vegas is where that idea is being tested at real scale. Instead of waiting for buses, shuttles, or rail schedules, the Vegas Loop aims to provide point-to-point trips in Teslas, fast, quiet, and emissions-free, connecting major destinations without the chaos of the strip above. After seeing it up close, what stands out most is how operational it already is. This isn't a render. It's a functioning system handling real demand in real conditions with real riders. What it feels like: fast, weirdly fun, and surprisingly smooth. The Loop experience is part transit, part sci-fi. The tunnels are lined with shifting LEDs, purples, greens, yellows, that make the ride feel more like entering a venue than commuting. Trips are short and direct. One example Steve shared: LVCC to Encore in just about 85 seconds. But the biggest "wait, that just happened" moment on the tour was full self-driving, FSD underground and onto surface streets. We rode in a Model Y running full self-driving supervised, which navigated the tunnels smoothly and then transitioned back to surface streets without intervention. Steve's point wasn't that autonomy is a cool demo, it's that autonomy is a force multiplier for throughput, consistency, and future scale. Steve Davis says, "Full self-driving supervised is live commercially between LVCC and Encore. Watch this. 0 interventions as it navigates the tunnels and pops out onto surface streets seamlessly. Right now, they still operate with safety drivers, but the trajectory is clear. As autonomy matures, the system can move more people with tighter headways and less variability than human-driven operations. The numbers. Spiky demand is where this system wants to win. Vegas isn't a steady demand commuter city. It's a burst demand city. Conventions, games, concerts, and tourist surges." Steve emphasized that this is exactly where the Loop model shines, because you can scale vehicles dynamically without rebuilding an entire transit line. During CES 2026, the Loop moved 90,000 plus passengers, peaking at 6,600 riders per hour, including 22,000 trips to and from Resorts World, Encore, and Westgate. That's on top of 3.5 million plus total passengers since 2021. Steve Davis says, "We've hit over 3 million passengers since 2021, and during CES 2026 alone, we shuttled more than 90,000 people, peaking at 6,600 passengers per hour without a hitch." And beyond the numbers, there's a secondary effect that people don't always talk about. For many riders, this is their first time in a Tesla, and it's an unusually positive first impression. The airport connection, a phased plan with a very clear endgame. Connecting the system to Harry Reid International Airport is the crown jewel, and they're doing it in phases to deliver value quickly while they work through the harder parts. And Sawyer responded to this saying, "You can tell Steve is really enthusiastic about what they're working on." And I'll also leave this video linked in the description if you want to check it out. And finally, breaking that Elon Musk is reportedly seeking up to $134 billion in damages from OpenAI and Microsoft. A 63% chance he wins. And Sawyer reposted this. And that's everything Sawyer posted about today on X. Mirrorless cybercabs spotted today testing in Austin. 200 robotaxis now operating in Austin and the Bay Area. Elon announcing that Tesla AI6 will be for Optimus and also data centers, and AI7 will be for space-based AI compute. And also we got some information about the Boring Company's operations in Las Vegas. That's it for me today. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Like and subscribe as always, and I'll see you tomorrow.